Hello, in this video, we are going to introduce our case study about product design and the prominent Japanese designer and architect Oki Sato. So, what is product design? Product design describes the process of imagining, creating, and iterating products that solve users' problems. Product design can be called industrial design as it introduces every functional commercial commodity. In our case study, there are 4 phases of the design process. The first phase is to ideate. According to Oki Sato, that means finding ideas in everyday life and objects. He calls himself a mother as he can cook new dishes out of ordinary things. That is a metaphor to generating ideas from everyday life. The next phase is the sketching. Oki Sato principle to sketching is the simpler, the better. The third one is prototyping, which is usually held in the 3D studios. The final phase is implementation, during which various objects are produced. And now I'll dwell on the questions: who is involved and what kind of tools and techniques do they use? Oki Sato is usually inspired by repeating daily routines such as walking his dog the same route. Another interesting source for his inspiration is his close friend, designer Miyake. The next phase, Oki Sato does on his own using just paper and a pencil. Prototypes are created both with paper, wood, and clay, as well as on 3D printers, and 3D modelers are involved. And during his implementation phase, there is a wide range of specialists and techniques involved, starting from Oki Sato himself, as his cabbie chair was produced, for example, and dwelling on to manufacturers and publishing houses. So, to summarize phases of the design process, I'd like to underline key principles by Oki Sato. Design is making things better. It means that product design solves people's problems. The idea correlates with the next one, that every object has to be functional. At the same time, it has to be fun. By being fun, Oki Sato means that every object has to tell a story. Simplicity is really important. It is followed by environmentally and user-friendly objects. Then Oki Sato points out that the first idea is the best one. Thus, each time you brainstorm ideas, you return to the first one. And the final one is that technology makes things perfect but boring. And now we'll proceed with design model.
Well, I will introduce design model. The models from paper A and paper B are quite different. For paper A, it covers the core stages of design process for many disciplines, and it's program-oriented, but the design process is usually represented as an isolated process. For paper B, most of the analyzed models can be best described as stage-based and it's solution-oriented. Let's back to the video. We think the key point of Oki Sato's model is repeating. As he said, when you repeat things, you will start to notice a slight difference in the everyday life. So we draft a design model from his descriptions. Then we find the model from paper B. The basic design cycle is more fitted to Oki Sato's design model. They both repeated back and forth during design process. Then we modified this design model further. We think the model has 3 main phases. At the pro phase, designers focus on research part. Then at the mid phase, which is the repeating phase, including ideation, design testing, and re-ideation, redesign, retesting. In the end, product launched. So about how product design involving the map of design practice and design research. We think for the case study, first it's definitely a design need, and meanwhile it need to do some research, but design process take a huge percentage. And about experts and participatory mandates, we think for product design, meaning involving expert mandates, because it's a designer who output the design idea and to make sense be real in the end. So we put product design in this position. And we also think business is a quite important part for product design, and it's participatory lead and the research lead. So we put it here. So next part is 3 slides of time.
Let's continue 3 slides of time. First, we believe that generally speaking, Sato-Oki's design process is correlated to slides in 2014. We could find significant collaboration sessions in the product design process, like the cavity chair, suggesting the collaborative sessions with fashion designers. And also, Sato also highlights the path of experience by repeating casual things. He indeed finds lots of interesting ideas and differences. And also, it suggests that designers in motion has got involved in product design, quite different from 1984. The designers and managers invest much more money and time into new technology. He believes that product has to be functional, but to be fun, and technology sometimes is dangerous. But we could also find traces of 1984 from design methods like sketching and modeling. And we also believe that nowadays Sato-Oki is standing at a point to lead a new way to new product design process, which is correlated to slices in 2044. Apart from this cavity chair, he also wrote and published a tiny book named Not Just a Cup, to appeal for more children or even more people to participate in product design, because design is a collective activity and everyone designs. Finally, let's see this radiant paradigm. What will sit between serving and engaging in the speculative future? We think that long border network and multi-dimension value would play a great role in the future in the future design. All above is our presentation. Thank you.